It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Ice to Closer channel. I am Ice, and as the title mentions, this is my first time on a partner ride. I also passed 1,000 miles riding on this trip, and I had been riding only for 2 months at this time. So yes, it was a great trip. It was a couple days before my birthday, and it was a blessing in disguise. I was sitting at home without much to do, really trying to figure out how I was going to celebrate my birthday. You know, a couple of things fell through over the past couple months, and you know, God provided me this opportunity to get to meet Van, who I'm riding with now, and it was definitely a learning experience, and I enjoyed it tremendously. It really made me feel a little bit more like a motorcyclist. Like I said, I hadn't been riding 2 months, but even to this day, I don't necessarily feel like a motorcyclist fully, but I do feel like I can call myself a motorcyclist and not second guess it as much. So riding in a group really made me feel more at home with it. Ironically, the last time I had ridden with people was in my motorcycle safety course. So when I pulled up and saw Van was on a Honda Nighthawk, I actually learned on the Honda Nighthawk, but I learned on a Honda Nighthawk 250, and a little bit later in the ride, I learned that he did not have a 250. But at first I thought he did, and I thought he was just riding his 250 really well. And though he is a good rider, he does not have a 250. So you guys will see that later in the video. But yes, just to be straight up with y'all, when I went to this ride, I was really just looking for something to do. Also, this video was initially supposed to come out about a week and a half ago, but I had some technical difficulties figuring out how to blur the license plate. But yes, this is one of the warmest days it had been in the year, in early March, and a lot of riders were out, and I'm just going to let you guys see a little bit of how my mood kind of progresses on this stretch. I'm really acting like a little kid at the beginning of this ride because, like I said, I was just so excited to have something to do and to feel a little bit more like a rider. You can also hear Van's bike, and that was the beginning time that I noticed that it may not be a 250. I will warn you in advance that this is going to be little kid mode right here. The excitement you just saw from me was me realizing that sheriff motorcyclists do actually wave. As you guys are learning, I am a bit of a character. As the channel progresses, I will have a live mic, so we will be able to get to see a little bit more of my personality as I'm on my bike and such. But yes, I was really enjoying this ride. Even though it was a little bit overcast, it wasn't very cold outside. It was actually pretty warm, so it was a lovely ride. And I was going that direction I had never gone before, so I was just really trying to stay within my limits and not really test my limits, while also keeping up with Van. Van was very responsible as a rider, so yeah, he didn't do anything crazy. He was checking in on me and everything like that. I do not have comms, so me and Van were not able to communicate other than with hand signals and such, but it was a pretty smooth ride. Throughout much of this trip, we didn't have a lot of open road and we were behind vehicles, but at this turn I did get to see some of the power of Van's bike. I was really happy with how I was able to keep up, as you guys have seen, I did put in a lot of time. Like I said, 1,000 miles over 2 months, which was January and February. So I was in the cold this whole time practicing, and I finally got to see a lot of that practice pay off when riding with someone else. And I also got to push my limits a lot more, because riding next to cars, I did not know how fast my bike could accelerate, which just is a testament to being around people that are better at your craft than you, because that will help show you can do a lot better and keep you pushing yourself and not be complacent. However, all motorcycles are not made equally, and I learned that right here.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
This right here is why it is, one, important to know your limits and know how comfortable you are on a bike. Two, make sure you get a bike when you start out that is not going to be too dangerous for you. If I had a sport bike here, I may have been trying to like race Van or whatever, but I knew what I needed to do to keep up with Van, and I was very comfortable with my bike before I got on the bike with someone else riding with me. So that was very, very important as we transition to the second day of us riding, actually. But yes, to all my new riders out there who are considering group rides, make sure you know what you are doing before you ride. If you're riding on a road you're not comfortable with, then take your time, whether that means you go first and so the pack follows your lead or whatever. I would not put yourself in a situation, I would not put myself in a situation where I felt like the ride was over my capabilities. And if you hit that point, drop the pride and pull over and head back, or if you have a friend or whatever, communicate that to them. But it really is not worth trying to prove yourself out here and getting killed around. So, because motorcycling can be very dangerous for sure, and it's just not worth it. So here you'll see us just riding, and like I said, I was very much comfortable at this point. Like, I didn't feel like I was pushing my limits or anything like that, and I was just enjoying the time. This is the second day, so you will notice that I do a lot better job holding lane 1 than I did the previous day, where I was going back and forth between lane 1, 1.5, 2, and 3. But yes, I really enjoyed it, and you can see me tucking here to try to handle the wind that was coming at me and stuff like that. It was a beautiful day, and I was just riding and enjoying myself. On the first day from the earlier video, we just stopped at Sheetz, and there was actually someone who needed bike help at Sheetz, and while he was waiting on a tow truck or his friend to come jump the bike or whatever, we were just sitting there, all three of us just talking, and I remember just feeling so cool, honestly, because it just felt like one of those moments where you're like, okay, you know, maybe I actually am a motorcyclist at this point. And just the vibe of like sitting here talking with these men and stuff, that sounds weird. Anyways, just sitting here talking with these dudes who are real cool people, you know, I was just enjoying myself and felt a part of the culture. The second day, Van and I just went to get some food at this restaurant and ate outside, really. So that was cool. My friend asked me if I was afraid or if I was second guessing anything, because when I pulled up, of course, I had never met him before other than on Facebook, and he had a gun on his hip, and I told my friend the truth, which was, didn't think twice about it. Like I said, I was looking for something to do, and yeah, he turned out to be a really cool dude, and you know, we have some more rides and hangouts in the future, so it turned out to be a blessing overall, and it prepared me for a bigger group ride, which was a lot crazier. But I felt really comfortable with that because riding with Van helped me really see just how prepared I was to ride and enjoy biking with another person. as I mentioned before, this is why it is important to be with other people in your craft, whatever you are doing, that know what they're doing, that are better at it than you, because the amount you learn from them, like you can learn from a YouTube video, you can learn from a book or whatever, but like learning from someone who's actually doing something is invaluable. And the amount you learn about yourself when you actually are pushed beyond what you would typically govern yourself at, it's an amazing experience. And I grew so much as a rider just riding with Van because of how quick he would accelerate from the lights. So that showed me that I could accelerate a lot faster than I was when maybe a Prius was next to me and I thought I was going fast, because Priuses are really slow. No offense to Prius owners. Anyway, it's just something that I want to encourage everyone to do, whatever craft you're doing, whether you're like reading the Bible or you're doing real estate or you're working at your job, trying to be a good friend. Like, be around people that are good at what you want to be good at, and it will really help you, and it will push you to actually be better, as opposed to you just looking at someone who's either not in your craft or who's not serious about it and thinking you're all good. With that said, I want to thank you all for watching this video. We have another banger coming out later in the week, and we're going to keep applying pressure. Thank you guys all for your support, and here's to the next 100. Peace.